Welcome, trolls. First sees all.
Hi everyone, how is it going? What a big week. I've been so busy. I got a lot of new surprises for you. We're on the moon, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Yesterday it was cloudy. It doesn't matter. I have a lot more to show you. So, it's deliberate to stump your eye. The eye's not used to picking up the structures on the surface of the moon. Do you see how the inversion brings out the structuring, natural or not? And that's all I've ever been trying to show you. You can see in the center there, and there's a line going to it. That, my friends, looks constructed to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Of course, here on this channel, I leave my opinion with my footage, but it remains only my opinion, okay? I'm not smarter than anyone else. Actually, I'm a little dumber than most. And I'm still able to share some type of truth. We each have a little talent, no matter how stupid we are. To understand others and to accept their differences, that's the hardest thing any human could ever do. To be able to tell people what the hell's going on up there. Look at the craters. Beautiful. And what I'm showing people are that the craters, I don't know, not many people like getting in close. You guys do, but other researchers are just not appreciating it. To just want to know my techniques. And look at the beauty that I'm bringing out on the surface. The proof. Things that NASA spoke about. Things that researchers spoke about. Things that, all the way from David Icke into every whistleblower, Bob Lazar. People talk about the moon. People have been researching the moon. Look at the lines there. Want to go see that line again? Let's go back to see that line again. This one, pretty incredible. You can see the surface, structuring, forms, big forms that are put up. Hey, are they natural? I don't know. But again, that's just my opinion. Microphone problem, audio problem. I'm going to have to get a microphone. So I'm going to have to order an inexpensive but good quality one. You'll see. We'll be all set up because I hate hearing that bloody fan behind me. Copernicus crater, the surface, nice close-ups. Hey, and again, with that interview the other day for the French channel, it was funny to see again that guy. Look at the colors here, Autolycus, Autosilius. What do you think of that? Square beside the crater. They were saying that it's all an inversion. It's all a manipulated digital zoom. How are you getting up? How are you changing the angles? Which is totally ludicrous. Look at this. You know what a negative shot is, for Pete's sakes? Well, this is it. We're in Mare Fecunditatis. What do you guys and gals think of that supposed, they call it a tower. It doesn't mean it is, but it sure does look like a standing tower, right? But look at the lines on the ground, like a train track line. And these are massive. You got it. Wolfson's spaceship landed there, gassing up on the bottom. And we'll add a spotlight. That's all I'm doing. I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing. We all have programs, and add light to the image. Maybe none of you do. You should. And then take down the light, add a purple filter. Look at the way it's easy settling on the eyes to be able to see the surface. So what do you think of that? Inside of Mare Fecunditatis, all these lines crossing themselves, but there's a light source, right? Here's in black and white, straight up shot of the surface in black and white. So what I'm doing in this and in most of my work is that the exposure is low. This is a video where you're looking at images of low exposure on the moon. What do you think of that? Mare Fecunditatis. That's where we are. Look at all the surface anomalies and bumps and lines going to it. Look at the objects overlaid over one another. Do you find this looks like the moon map that NASA just did? What do you think of the ridge at the back? By inverting it, go back to the first image. It doesn't change absolutely anything. People say the inversion changes it. A lot of excuses for a lot of people that don't appreciate the work. But aside from people who don't appreciate the work, I know you guys and gals all do. So that's like, who cares about the trolls? Just absolutely amazing. Look at that long stretch or line and, behind the arrow, and yes, the square. What do you think of square craters? What do you think of this image? Right beside Bianchini crater at the end of Sinus Iridum, no filters, On the surface, there's colors too, nice greens, connections, spots that are filled up to hide or whatever the reason. Here with the inversion, you can see that everything's connected. And we're going to look at some of those lines. Those lines are what we're seeing. Is it blurry? Sure, of course. It probably always will be. It's atmosphere, right? And we're clashing. Here's sinus iridum, the promontorium that everyone hates, loves. At the end, with all these structures overlaying themselves, maybe higher up. Like, for example, this one here with the arrow looks higher up than the one below, but maybe not. Clavius crater, where you can see no filter and then simple inversion. Here again, this one too, simple inversion. Boom, boom, to be able to just to see the features on the surface. We're still seeing a blur. Look at the low exposure. Autolycus, Autocylus on the bottom there. Near Archimedes, Plato, you can see on over top the egg darker crater. Here's the thing, that was a low exposure shot. See the UFOs that are going by? They have the same reflectivity as that haze or mist on the surface. They're near impossible to see. Once you take down the exposure, you can really see it. And, well, speaking of exposure, along the Terminator line, your exposure is actually descended either way. That's what's occurring while you're looking and analyzing look at all the bumps. While you're looking at the Terminator line, you could see that it's bringing the exposure down between the day and night. That's what you're looking at, and that's where all the elevation comes up. And probably every single one of my images are along the Terminator line. Here, Copernicus crater, on top left is the crater. We're right on the edge. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of pipes going and leading off to, again, large areas like I'm pointing to here with the arrow. And look at the light sources. Always a little light source. Well, and I say little, it's about a mile wide, right? Maybe they're energy plants, or maybe all those lines. Here's sinus iridum. See the ridge at the back? There. Maybe all those lines are connecting everything. Look, guys, they're overlapping each other. They're there. And there's no convincing. Like I said, I'm not here to convince people. I'm here to show the truth. I know they're up there. And the way I'm doing it is not manipulatively. So, but see how hard it is to see? There's nothing I can do more. Look over to the right. Yeah, it's blurry. Well, we're still seeing that there are objects there. An instance like this, which is totally amazing, along, again, the Terminator line, there's a standing monolithic object standing up the surface. You can see a shadow, but then, again, the shadow could actually be a structure itself, because we have dark objects, right, on the surface. We do have shadow. We're not going to hide that shadows exist. Venus flashing. Never flashed again. Well, I didn't catch it afterwards. Once, not Oumuamua, but that OR2 on the 29th would have gone by in April. So check it out. I ordered the infrared second gen. This one here, my first gen, is a 6x50 zoom, by the way. It always comes down to that. What nobody knows, the magnification I have, because there's always 2 or 3, per device. Even Marty from Carefree Observatory was talking to me the other day about that. How, each device, the magnifications, not that I didn't know, but he was really checking the other day. They go up. You have 4x40, 6x50, higher quality, the lunar lenses. That's what we're talking about the other day. And it comes down to the one I got, like I ordered a good second gen one. And we're going to go to the third gen too, my friends, and I'm going to invest in that also. We're going to try each and every one of them. And now I'm going to have at least 2 cameras. I do need a couple of cameras so we can film more areas of the sky. It's going to be really, really cool. I'll keep you guys informed. I'll get another video up for you guys today. Thanks to each and every one of you for taking the time to subscribe and for the interest. I love you all. Thanks a lot.
This is Houston. Say again, please.